morning, everyone, and welcome back to This Sweet Journey. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am so excited to have you guys. My name is Lexi, and I'm going to jump right on in. As a new parent, I did not know how to play with my baby because, first of all, they just sit there all day, and second of all, I've never raised a child before, so it was really difficult for me. So I did a lot of research. I was kind of embarrassed by this fact, but I learned that you should not be embarrassed. Not everyone's going to know right away how to play with their newborn, so moms, do not feel ashamed if you do not know how to play with your newborns. That's why we have mom friends, so that we can give each other advice and give each other tips and tricks on what worked for our babies. So moms, we need to uplift each other, support each other, and share with each other. So without further ado, I'm going to get right on into it. I'm going to be specifically talking about the age range from 0 to 4 months. So as newborns, it's detrimental for their development to hear words and to develop those language skills. So from day one, I read to my daughter, and she loved it. She always showed interest in reading. And when you're not quite sure what to talk about with your newborn, reading is you talking, so it's a great tool to use for the development of your newborn. I would read any books to her, whether they were books meant for babies or whether they were books meant more for the toddler age. I didn't really care. I just read them to her and she enjoyed every bit of it. I also would go around my house and I would just tell her everything that I saw because I wasn't quite sure how to conversate with her, so I would just tell her if I walked into her room, this is the couch, this is the TV. I just told her everything that I saw as a way of communicating to her. Another tool to use is while you're changing them, just let them know what you were doing. Let them know this is your arm, this is your leg, and putting your shirt on you. Any of that helps. Another one of my go-to playtime activities while she was young, and even to this day, is a mirror. I have this little mirror that came with a tummy time llama. It's good for them to see their features, see their expressions, and to tie expressions with emotions, as well as you can point out to them, this is your nose, these are your eyes, your ears, your mouth, all that stuff. And it makes for good developmental skills. Another thing that is great for their development is looking at contrasting pictures that are black and white while they're young and then colorful ones as they get older. What I did was I just made them. I bought index cards for $1 and markers for $1. And I just drew up some different contrasting images and would show them to her, and she loved looking at these. Because these have marker ink on them and you can easily get a paper cut from these, I would not hand these to your child. It's just for them to look at. There's a lot of toys too that have different patterns and contrasting qualities to them that are found everywhere that you could get for your child. Another thing that my daughter loved and loves are different noises. And whether that be a plastic bag making noise or like a rattle or a squeaky toy, she loves noises. And so I have one of these toys that makes a little rattle noise, the crinkle sound. These clank together, and then it just has different textures, different patterns. She can chew on this, grasp these, it helps with wrist movement, and they have a lot of toys that have multiple purposes to them. Another thing that babies love to look at are colors. So I have this little cloud that when you shake it, it lights up and the colors change. And this little loop makes it really easy to grasp for them. And then because they move their arms a lot, the fact that it lights up when it shakes is a great quality. But you can have, they love to just stare at lights above them, or you can do one of the light up night lights that have different shapes and colors. It's really awesome for them and very distracting for them, especially if they're starting to get fussy. I used that a lot. It's also great to sing to them. It's great for memory, reciting rhymes, because as adults we know it's super easy to memorize something when it's in song form, and so it helps with their memory if you sing to them. It even helps them to calm down. When she's fussy, it's very calming for her and me to sing because she enjoys it, it calms me down, and then she's also learning with that as well. It's important to implement tummy time from the beginning. Of course, you always want to watch them. You never want to leave them while they're on their belly because you don't want to risk anything. But you can start tummy time from the beginning. Of course, you probably know that tummy time is great for arm strength, ab strength, and for neck muscles. And the sooner you start them, the better. To help with their core strength, you will want to put them on their back and put your hands under their head and neck and shoulder area and lift them up to kind of teach them how to use their muscles to sit up. And the older they get, the less you have to support their head because they'll be able to do that on their own. You can also help them with their core strength by rolling them from side to side and encouraging them to stay in that position. And you can do that alongside sitting them up. So you can roll them from one side to the other and then help them to sit up, and it's great for core strength. As they get older and are able to kind of help sit up on their own, you can get them into a sit-me-up chair, or you can just put them in your lap and then have your legs next to them for support and aid them in learning how to sit up on their own. They might get a little frustrated while they are learning to use their core strength, and so you can either have a toy for them to play with to distract them while they're using their core, or like I have dogs, I'll just play with my dogs. I'll throw a ball or a toy and then they run back and forth and she just watches them the whole time, and we'll sit there for a good like 10 minutes before she starts to fuss. And then lastly, there is wrist development and being able to grasp. There are these hand-to-hand discs that I saw that helps with wrist movement and learning how to put their wrists in the opposite direction. You can do that on your own. I mean, most toys have so many different shapes that grabbing any toy is really going to help with their movement. You'll definitely want to have different shapes for them to grab so that they can learn how to gauge different grasping for different objects, small, big, textures, whatever it may be. And then for the hand disc concept, you can have them play with your hands. My daughter loves to play with my hands. I'll sit her up on my knees and then she grabs at my hands. And so if you put your hands in different positions, they're going to grab at your hands in those different positions and then learn movement for their wrists that way. So I hope this video has helped you if you were wondering how you can play with your baby. No shame. I didn't know what to do, so now I'm relaying that information if you guys don't know what to do. If you have any questions, you can just put them down below. If you want to do more research, there are so many blogs out there that have information on your child's learning and development and play and all that fun stuff. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new, hit that red subscribe button, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up so I can post more content like this. So that I can post more content like so I can post more content like this.